This is Top Shelf, the KIJHL podcast. I'm Mark Berry.
I'm ine+nutrition.
This week on Top Shelf,
our ine+nutrition player spotlight shines on Kaleb Preymak of the Chase Heat.
Our alumni clip is with former Grand Forks border Bruin Elvis Gorontzy-Slack, who is playing in Bremen, Germany.
And on our bench boss segment, Jed Houseman from the Golden Rockets.
We often tell you which KIJHL teams are the hottest over the last 10 games. This week, we'll tell you which playoff-bound or potentially playoff-bound teams are playing very well right now.
The Merritt Centennials are 7-3-0 in their last 10, so whether it's Revelstoke or Princeton, that'll be a first-round series to watch.
In the Doug Burks, it's not solidified, but Kamloops and Quesnel also look to be a matchup to watch. Both teams are playing .600 hockey of late.
Then there's Golden, who have not nailed down a playoff spot yet. They are 3-2 in their last 5 with a big test this weekend with the Rockies.
Week 22 began on Tuesday with a pair of games.
The Kimberley Dynamiters kept their President's Trophy aspirations alive with a 5-3 win over Creston. The Kimberley Bulletin has reported that the Dynamiters are 15-1 since December 6th.
Wow, Merritt is playing some great hockey, and they did that on Tuesday, edging Princeton 2-1. Now, no offense on the Game Star selections, but come on. Andrew Kokora stopped 46 of 47 for his 11th win of the season.
The top 5 scorers are Levi Astle, Tyler Burke, Taylor Hagerty, Matthew Langdon, and Cash Anderson.
The longest active point streak belongs to Cash Anderson from Quesnel. He's at 10 games.
Amongst goaltenders playing 780 or more minutes, Cale Svensson from Sicamous and Ryder Ponto from Revelstoke are tied on top with a .938 save percentage.
Blake Sittler, Princeton, and Andrew Kokora, Merritt, are third at .928. Every Wednesday on the KIJHL.ca website, Emmanuel puts together an article on KIJHL alum.
This week, Elvis Gorontzy-Slack, who's playing in Germany with Weser Stars Bremen, he's a Border Bruins alum. I asked him about his playing days in the KIJHL and if that helps him step up.
It helped me a lot. One of my teammates here, Owen, who we played together in Renfrew, he played on Spokane the same year I was in the KI. I know I always kind of look back to the KI, and I got to play a lot, and I always look back on that year and one of the most fun years I've had playing hockey. And I know if anyone would ask me about playing there or, think about going there, I'd really recommend it. Yeah, no, I look back on that and I'm kind of really grateful for playing there for a year, and I'd really recommend it. I'm glad to see they're doing well. I know they've been in the league forever and they've never won or something, so hopefully we'll win this year maybe.
That lone season that you were in there, I mean, you won the Rookie of the Year for your division. What did that mean to you at the time?
You know, it meant a lot, and I don't get any confidence going forward to the rest of my year as a junior. And like I said, I just really had fun playing there. And yeah, no, that's not what I think about initially when I think about playing there. I never think about, it was so good because I got Rookie of the Year. It was just so good because I loved going to the rink every day there. The practices were fun. My teammates were great there. So, that's probably all my kind of memories from going there.
Grand Forks alum Elvis Gorontzy-Slack. Now, he mentioned another KI alum, Owen Miley, with the Spokane Braves. The two also played together in Eastern Ontario with Renfrew in the CCHL and are once again teammates in Germany.
Kaleb Preymak, captain of the Chase Heat, is our ine+nutrition player spotlight. I asked him how the last bit of the season has been for him and his team.
It's been tough. Like we've been obviously pushing for that last playoff spot in our division there. It's been a challenge keeping everyone focused internally in the room there, but I think with the right mindset, obviously we're not in the spot we wanted to be in, but we're statistically not out of it. So I think that's just a major mindset that we need to keep going within the group there.
How does the group keep a positive mindset to continue battling and playing the way that you need to get the results so that you can get that final playoff spot?
Yeah, I think Kyle laid it out pretty perfectly after our last loss. Or he said he's not going to guarantee us that if we play the right way for the rest of the year that we're going to get into that spot, but just for like the 20s And the younger guys, there's always something to play for. There's always people watching, whether that's colleges or you're trying out for next year, like the BCHL, WHL. There's always people watching, right? So it's almost tryouts at this point, or like if we do make that last playoff spot, obviously, then that'll be our focus there as well.
So I imagine this last bit of stretch probably has already felt like you guys are in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely had that kind of focus of win the next 4 out of 7 and we'll have a pretty good shot of getting in kind of thing. So
who are some teammates who have been impressing with their play and they may not show up on the score sheet?
Obviously with the younger group we have, it's got to be more of a combined effort there. I think Jack Smith obviously has stepped up in the last little bit there, and he's been offensively producing, but he's also just a good guy to look at for the younger guys. Be like, hey, this guy's working hard. This guy's going every practice, every game. Let's kind of model my effort after him. So that's a guy I really look at. Eric Siefker on the back end, he's been carrying the puck, moving the puck well. He's got a good shot, so he's impressed me. He hasn't scored or showed up on the score sheet a lot, but he's impressed me. And then obviously just our 20s as a whole group have really stepped up these last couple of games. Whether it's Josh David there or Lachlan, he's had a few goals the last few games here as well. So,
and you might end up repeating yourself a little bit from what you said before, but what are things that you guys are focused on in these last 5 games of the season to be able to give yourselves a shot at clinching that last playoff spot?
I think, like I said, like it's just that full 60-minute effort that we have to put together as a whole group. It can't just be 2 lines going a night and 4 D-men. It's got to be everyone goaltender up kind of thing. And we're statistically not out of it yet, so just got to have that mindset that we win the next 4 out of 5 games, that we're in a spot there. So I think that's just got to be our mindset going here on out kind of thing.
Handling in a phone booth, Robertson, pass over, scores! Kaleb Preymak on the back door. Kaleb Preymak on the backdoor play. Nice pass across and deposited the biscuit in the basket.
And then how do you feel that you've been playing of late?
Obviously, I started off the year really strong. I was happy with my start there, and then kind of hit a drought in the middle of the season. Points here and there, but it's not all about that, right? Leadership is also a big part of that. So I think as I wasn't producing on the score sheet, I was definitely stepped up in my leadership role. And then as of recently, I've started to find the back of the net a little bit more and help my team out on the score sheet. So been more happy with that recently. So yeah.
And then once your KIJHL season is done, what does the future hold for you after?
Right now I'm looking into an aviation degree. So I want to be a pilot for a career. I've been talking to a couple universities down in the States, play ACHA down there, and also obviously get that aviation degree. And if that doesn't work out, then I'm thinking of just staying here in Canada and going to school for aviation as well. So
yeah, so you want to keep playing, you want to play some college hockey, but be able to obviously study what you want to pursue work in. That's Kaleb Preymak of the Chase Heat. Kaleb, thanks for joining us on Top Shelf, the KIJHL podcast.
Yeah, thank you very much.
The Players Spotlight is a presentation of ine+nutrition. Boost your energy naturally with Canada's best-tasting super greens by ine+nutrition. Abundant in over 50 antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals, ine+ super greens will improve your immune and digestive systems, increase your energy, and enhance your mental clarity. You'll feel better overall, almost like you could tackle any challenge. Shop now at www.ine.com and use the code KIJHL10 to get 10% off your order.
This is Top Shelf, the KIJHL podcast, now available on YouTube.
On our Bench Boss segment, Emmanuel talked with Golden head coach and GM Jed Houseman. Of course, the Rockets are in a tight battle for that final Eddie Mountain playoff spot. He asked Coach Houseman how he felt his team was playing right now.
Obviously, it's a good time of year to get hot, and I feel like, ever since that Revelstoke game, it's really instilled a lot of confidence in our group. And I feel like, we can hang with pretty much anybody in the league. So I would say as of late, we've been playing really well. I think we're getting more chemistry as a group, maybe more cohesion. And, I think we're getting results because of it. There's a few less guys kind of in and out of the lineup now, more regular lines and more chemistry throughout. So, yeah, I feel like, we've been playing well. Obviously, the job's not done, though. The ball's in our court, and we're going to have to keep winning games to get in. I don't anticipate Creston just rolling over. I think they're going to be pushing hard. So, it's up to us and about our game here. So.
Does the group feel like it's in playoff mode now?
Yeah. Just to get in, it's been playoffs and back against the wall. So, I feel like we have a group that works really hard. And we're going to have to work hard. And that's kind of how we identify is just, that hard-nosed, hard-working team. And, the reality is if we have to work our tails off to get into the dance, once we get into the dance, I think we can be that much more dangerous once we get in just from, playing playoff hockey since the Christmas break, really. So, yeah, I think it's good for us. But, still a work in progress.
Who are some players that have really stepped up that you've noticed? Maybe even guys that, aren't expected to kind of carry the offensive load.
I would say our whole lineup's kind of contributing, but, a guy that comes to mind right away since he joined us due to injury kind of late in the fall there, Chase Pilling, he's, averaging near point a game. So he's producing at a good rate. Braden Bissell, obviously he's our leading scorer. He's probably expected to score some goals, but yeah, they've definitely, him and Thompson and Pills have been, having some chemistry and been able to find the net. But even guys like our local captain there down the stretch here, I think he's got 9 points in his last 12 games, something like that. Pretty cold start, but he's gaining momentum as it goes down the stretch here. And Brock McElwain is another one that comes to mind. Brock, he's kind of a hybrid for us, so he's very versatile. He can play D or forward. We've transitioned him back to forward here. I think he had 7 goals in January, so a pretty good month for him there. And so lots of guys contributing.
So I want to come back to something for those people listening and not sure who you're referring to as the local captain. That's Evan Sedalis. You were talking about McElwain and using him on forward and defense. What kind of led you to, I guess, taking advantage of in both those positions?
Last year at the end of the year when I took over there, he was getting comfortable on D, and he was able to help us down the stretch last year. Just he was a little bit calmer back there than some of the guys we didn't have at that point. So to start the year, he was good for us on the back end. He doesn't panic with the puck. He makes a good first pass. He's got good skating ability. So, those things definitely help. But then now getting him back up front, it's like, we've been missing a guy like him up front too. With his frame and size that he's got, pretty physical presence. It's definitely good to have. He creates a lot of space out there for his line mates. And, he's been playing with Jackson Gare and Deegan Burt lately. And, those guys have been producing too. So it's good.
Battling for that final playoff spot in the Eddie Mountain division. What have you been emphasizing to the group?
Well, I think it's just, control your own fate, control your destiny, and control what you can control.
That's Jed Houseman of the Golden Rockets. Jed, thanks again for joining us on Top Shelf, the KIJHL podcast.
Thanks for having me.
This is Top Shelf, the KIJHL podcast, available on Spotify, iHeart, Apple Podcast, YouTube, and on the KIJHL.ca website. Our thanks this week to broadcaster Steve Smythe,
Rockets head coach Jed Houseman, Chase Heat captain Kaleb Preymak, and Border Bruins alum Elvis Gorontzy-Slack.
A big thank you to the good folks at ine+nutrition. Don't forget to use the code KIJHL10 to get a discount.
Finally, a 6-half to full hockey, which brings our players closer to their families and friends back home.
I'm Mark Berry.
I'm Emmanuel Sequeira.
This is Top Shelf, the KIJHL podcast. We're back in 7 days.